Forget expensive restaurants. Some of the most unforgettable flavors on earth are found on sidewalks, market stalls, food carts, and tiny roadside kitchens. Today, we're taking a mouth-watering journey across 50 of the best and most famous street foods from around the world. Tacos. Mexico. We begin in Mexico with one of the world's most recognizable street foods, tacos. A taco is traditionally made with a soft or lightly grilled tortilla filled with ingredients such as seasoned meat, onions, cilantro, salsa, and sometimes avocado or cheese. Momos. Nepal and the Himalayan region, steamed, stuffed, and incredibly popular. Momos are dumplings found throughout Nepal and neighboring Himalayan regions. They are commonly filled with vegetables or minced meat and served with a spicy tomato-based chutney. Falafel, Middle East. Crispy on the outside and soft inside, falafel is made from ground legumes, herbs, and spices. It is commonly served inside pita with vegetables, tahini, and sauces. Falafel is particularly associated with street food traditions across countries including Egypt, Lebanon, Israel, Jordan, and Palestine. Burrito, Mexico. A burrito takes the tortilla concept in a different direction. A large flour tortilla is wrapped around fillings such as beans, rice, meat, vegetables, salsa, or cheese. While burritos have become hugely popular internationally, their history is particularly connected with northern Mexico and Mexican-American food culture. Martabak, Indonesia. Martabak comes in both savory and sweet forms. Savory martabak is a stuffed, pan-fried dish often containing egg, meat, and seasonings. Sweet martabak, sometimes called terong bulan, is thick, fluffy, and filled with combinations such as chocolate, peanuts, cheese, or condensed milk. Banh mi, Vietnam. One of Vietnam's most famous street foods is the banh mi. It combines a crisp baguette with fillings that can include grilled meat, pâté, pickled vegetables, herbs, chili, and sauces. The result is a perfect combination of crunchy, savory, spicy, fresh, and tangy flavors. Satay, Indonesia. Small skewers of marinated meat grilled over hot charcoal. That's satay. Chicken, beef, goat, and other meats can be used, depending on the region. The skewers are often served with a rich peanut sauce, creating one of Southeast Asia's most addictive street food combinations. Gyoza, Japan. Japan is famous for precision and presentation, and gyoza is no exception. These dumplings are typically filled with minced meat and vegetables. They're often pan-fried so that the bottom becomes beautifully crisp, while the top remains tender. Pretzel, Germany. Soft, chewy, salty, and unmistakable. The pretzel is one of Germany's most recognizable snack foods. You can find giant, freshly baked pretzels at markets, bakeries, festivals, and street food stands. Some are simple. Others are loaded with butter, cheese, meats, or other toppings. Belgian waffles. Belgium street food doesn't have to be savory. Belgium's famous waffles come in several styles, including the lighter Brussels waffle and the richer, denser Liège waffle. They're often served warm and topped with powdered sugar, chocolate, fruit, or whipped cream. Doner kebab, Turkey. Few street foods have traveled as far as doner kebab. Seasoned meat is traditionally cooked on a vertical rotating spit and shaved into thin slices. It can be served inside bread, flatbread, or a wrap with vegetables and sauces. Today, doner has become a global street food phenomenon. Simit, Turkey. Often called a Turkish sesame bagel, simit is a circular bread covered in sesame seeds. It's crispy on the outside, chewy inside, inexpensive, and commonly eaten on the go. In Istanbul, simit carts are an iconic part of the city's street food culture. Pierogi, Poland. Poland brings us pierogi, dumplings filled with ingredients such as potato and cheese, meat, mushrooms, cabbage, or fruit. They can be boiled, fried, or served with toppings such as sour cream and onions. Although they're not exclusively street food, they're a beloved part of Polish casual food culture. Langos, Hungary. Imagine a flat piece of fried dough topped with garlic, sour cream, and cheese. That's langos. Crispy, chewy, rich, and extremely satisfying, it has become one of Hungary's best-known market and festival foods. Empanadas, Argentina. South American favorite is the empanada. These folded pastries can be baked or fried and filled with combinations such as beef, chicken, cheese, vegetables, or other regional ingredients. Different countries have their own versions, making empanadas one of Latin America's great culinary families. Salchipapas, Peru. Here's a street food combination that sounds almost too simple. Salchipapas combine sliced fried sausages with French fries, sauces, and various toppings. It's fast food, but with a distinctly Peruvian street food identity. Arepas, Colombia and Venezuela. Made primarily from ground maize dough, arepas are a staple in both Colombia and Venezuela. They can be grilled, baked, or fried, and then filled or topped with everything from cheese and meats to beans and avocado. One food, countless possibilities. Pastel, Brazil. Brazil's pastel is a thin, crispy fried pastry filled with ingredients such as cheese, beef, chicken, or heart of palm. You'll often find pastéis at markets and street stalls across Brazil. Samosa, India. Few Indian snacks are as internationally recognizable as the samosa. This triangular pastry is usually filled with spiced potatoes, peas, and aromatic spices before being fried until golden and crisp. You'll find countless regional variations across South Asia. Pad Thai, Thailand. Thailand brings us pad thai. Rice noodles are stir-fried with ingredients that can include egg, tofu, shrimp, or chicken, bean sprouts, peanuts, and a sweet, sour, savory sauce. It's one of Thailand's most internationally recognized dishes, and street vendors helped make it famous around the world. Hainanese chicken rice, Singapore. Tender poached chicken served with fragrant seasoned rice, sauces, and sometimes cucumber. That's Hainanese chicken rice. It may look simple, but the flavor depends heavily on the quality of the chicken, broth, rice, and sauces. Ramen, Japan. Ramen is usually associated with restaurants, but Japan's noodle culture has also produced countless casual and portable variations. With broth, noodles, toppings, and regional styles, ramen has become one of the world's most famous Japanese foods. Sambusa, East Africa and beyond. Similar in concept to samosas, sambusa is a crispy stuffed pastry popular across parts of East Africa and the Horn of Africa. Fillings commonly include spiced meat, lentils, or vegetables. It's especially popular during gatherings and celebrations. Suya, Nigeria. Entering the top 10 with serious heat is suya. Thin slices of meat are coated in a spicy peanut-based seasoning and grilled over an open flame. The smoky aroma alone can draw people toward the street vendor. Fish and chips. United Kingdom. Few British foods are as iconic as fish and chips. Crispy battered fish is served with thick-cut fried potatoes and traditionally accompanied by condiments such as malt vinegar or sauces. From seaside towns to city food stalls, it's a classic British comfort food. Dumplings, China. Chinese street food has an enormous variety of dumplings. They can be steamed, boiled, pan-fried, or deep-fried, with fillings ranging from pork and vegetables to seafood. Their diversity makes them almost impossible to summarize in one recipe. And that's exactly what makes Chinese street food so fascinating. Gyro, Greece. Thin slices of seasoned meat cooked on a vertical rotisserie are wrapped in pita with ingredients such as tomato, onion, and tzatziki. That's the Greek gyro. It's portable, filling, and one of the world's most famous Mediterranean street foods. Hot dog, United States. Few foods represent American street food as strongly as the hot dog. A cooked sausage is placed inside a bun and topped in countless regional styles. From New York's simple mustard and onion approach to Chicago's famously loaded version, the hot dog is a food with endless local personalities. Jollof rice, West Africa. And our number one spot goes to a dish at the center of one of Africa's most famous food debates, jollof rice. Popular across West Africa, particularly in countries such as Nigeria, Ghana, and Senegal, jollof is made by cooking rice with a richly seasoned tomato and pepper-based mixture. So, which one of these 50 street foods would you try first? Tell us in the comments.